Welcome to this video, which hopefully will help the CSC 151 Java programming students install the software from the Android textbook properly. Books as they're published can be outdated immediately with technology. The author is an absolutely fabulous person. You would love her if you knew her face to face, as I do. And she does a great job with the textbook, but publishers and websites rather sometimes will change formats and appearances, and sometimes the procedures in installing software will change very dramatically. So I went ahead and decided to update this for you by giving you both this PowerPoint presentation and the video visual as to how to install your software properly. This could be annoying, especially if you're like me and not very much a hands-on person, so I wanted to make this process a little less difficult or annoying for students. And if you go by the book, the first thing you want to do, even though I said on the slide, do not go by the book exactly, you still have a general idea in the book as far as what to do. The first thing you want to do is to create a folder, and I would do this on the hard drive. I've actually done the exercises and worked through the hard drive this way, and I found this to be a very safe way of doing this. And if you're comfortable doing something otherwise, then knock yourself out. But for the more nervous-oriented or exact computer student, this may be the best way. Go ahead and go to your C drive, and I'm doing this on my Windows computer by clicking the Start button, clicking Computer, and going to the C drive. And I'm just going to make a new folder. Now, depending on the version of the computer you have, you may want to right-click and choose the word New and choose Folder. You can do that. Or you can go right up here in Windows 7 to the word New Folder. Either way is fine. And just type something called Android. You don't have to make it a capital letter unless you especially want to. That's totally up to you. And go ahead and hit enter, and I now have a folder called Android, which is where the information we'll be installing now will eventually land. Hopefully that's pretty easy for you. The first thing we'll do in this particular video is to install the Java programming software called Eclipse. There are many out there, BlueJ, Java Beans, Dr. Java, some others, but this one will work best with the Android and with what your textbook is doing. So I would recommend doing the Eclipse Classic software installation. What you do is go to the website that I have here called www.eclipse.org/downloads. Now I've got this on the PowerPoint presentation where you can actually link to it, but I'll go ahead and go into the internet and I'll type in this particular website, www, after I get all the little song and dance done here. Go to www.eclipse, and let me get it spelled correctly, .org, and then /downloads. This will take you to a screen that will actually let you download the Eclipse software. I would advise you personally to choose and you want to be sure you get this right, you want to choose Eclipse Classic, which is the second one on this particular list, Eclipse Classic 4.2, and choose the one that says Windows 32-bit. I tried 64 and I had much less difficulty in using 32-bit. So click on 32-bit Windows right here. When you click on it, it will give you another screen, and you can choose that great big green arrow, which will be your download. If you click on that, it eventually, depending on how slow or fast your computer is, it will eventually give you a dialog box that says, do you want to open or save it? I would recommend save because you have control over how this is downloaded. So if you click save, you want to be sure that you save this in the Android folder that you had. So in case you don't see Android up there, go to your computer and look at your C drive and find the Android folder and actually open the Android folder so you're actually staring at it at the top. So it says, in my case, computer, local C drive, and Android. So that's where I'm going to save it. You see the name down here. Maybe it's hard to see on the video, but it says Eclipse SDK 4.2 Win32, which is a 32-bit version. Click the save button and just basically wait for it to download. And I'll wait a reasonable amount of time for this. I won't make this video a waste of your time. I'll basically fast forward it. But while I'm showing you this, I'll go ahead while it's downloading and show you the process that will be undertaken. You want to, as I said, install the 32-bit download, save it to the Android folder, and eventually what we'll do is go to that zipped folder and extract it where it will actually say extract here, and I'll show you this in just a few minutes once the download is completed. But you'll right-click and choose extract here, and you'll then have a folder there called Eclipse, and you can actually run, or rather C:// or backslash, well, great tonight, Android backslash Eclipse. This will be a place where you can do just your plain old vanilla flavored Java applications with the basic Java programming language in there. And we can use it specifically here later on when we get everything installed, where we can do the Android cell phone applications. And while I'm talking about this, you do not have to own an Android cell phone to do this course. I own an iPhone myself. I'm a big Apple person. But they have a special program we use in this course called an Android emulator, which basically simulates the appearance of an Android phone. The reason we're using Android versus, say, the iPhone or BlackBerry is that the software associated with Android and with Android phones is open source. Of course, Google is behind that, and Apple's a little more strict about it, so is Windows, and that's the reason we're going with the Android applications. And I thought this might be an interesting twist to just learning Java programming all by itself. I want you to be very comfortable with this course. If you get nervous or if you have some snafus and problems, I don't want you to panic about that. My job is to help you get through the course, not to punish someone or to destroy someone's 4.0. I'm totally not that kind of instructor. All right, looks like it's going little by little here where it will download, and through the magic of video, you will not necessarily know the difference. I may pause this for just a minute until it actually downloads. And it is about to actually finish downloading right now. Getting close to 100% complete. Download's complete, and I can go ahead and just close this dialog box. Now, if I go back to the intranet, I've done the download now. I'm going to go ahead and just close the intranet for right now because I won't need it for the time being for this video. I'm going to minimize this PowerPoint and go into my folder. If I go to the computer and go to the C drive and look at the Android folder, you will see Eclipse. Now, in case you can't see this particular icon, I'll try to make this a little bit bigger, extra large, so you can see it. That's not much better, is it? Anyway, you see something, it may be different on your computer. Mine has a Z with the folder, which means it's a zip folder, something very compressed because there's a lot of goodies inside of it. You may see a stack of books. You may see like a little press from Industrial Arts. You may see a different kind of icon there. But basically what you're going to do is to touch that folder with your mouse and right-click it. And again, depending on your software, you may see something like mine that says 7-zip. You may have WinRAR or WinZip or something like that. Choose that, and you want to look for an option that says Extract Here. I realize that there are other options here, but for this particular application, I would choose Extract Here, and that will throw all the files inside the Android folder. So I'm going to click Extract Here. Again, depending on your computer, it should go fairly rapidly, but if you have a little glitch or an older computer, you may have to exhibit some patience here. And once this is unzipped, you'll actually see a folder there called Eclipse, and you can certainly open it up, and you'll see a lot of goodies that are involved with the Java Eclipse software. I'll go ahead and tell you right now, too, and I'll make this visual as well, that if you want to go ahead and open the Android Eclipse folder to look at Java Eclipse, you will be asked to do something called a workspace, and you can go ahead and take care of this now if you want to. The workspace name, which is where your files will be stored, should be, I would suggest that it would be, you can put it anywhere you like, but I would suggest personally that you put it inside the Eclipse folder, and it will make life a lot easier. And this particular video is confusing. Slow it down, replay it, look at these PowerPoint slides, which I'll provide online in a separate area for you. But if you want to go ahead and open Eclipse, you're welcome to do so. Just click that little purple icon that says Eclipse. Double click it. It will open up, and again, it may take about a minute because it's a busy kind of program. A lot of Java instructors don't like Eclipse because it is a bit cumbersome to download. It's not painful when I say that, but it's not as instantaneous, excuse me, as say one of your text messages on a phone or something like that. But it may take about a minute to actually download for you, or to open up, I guess I should say. And it's going to ask you for a workspace. There it is right there. Now mine, in case you can't read this, mine says C:users, Sysc alpha, etc. I'm going to click Browse and change this. I'm going to click Browse, and I'm going to go, and again, your computer may vary. Hopefully you're comfortable with this. If not, I may need to walk through this with you personally. But you can basically go through and find, I'm going to go on my desktop and see if I can find this here. I'll go to Computer, to my C drive, to my Android folder, to my Eclipse folder, which should be here somewhere. There it is. And I don't actually have one here, but notice I've got Eclipse selected right here, and I can make a new folder called Workspace. Hit OK. And notice if this is not too difficult to see, it will say Workspace C:\Android\Eclipse\Workspace, and you want that. When you click OK, this will actually open up the Eclipse software for you. Again, it may take a little while depending on your computer's age and speed. You'll get a welcome screen like this, and if you want to go ahead and go over here to the welcome over on the left side and click the X to close that, that will take you to the Java Eclipse screen, and that way you'll know this is loaded properly. You don't need to worry about this anymore, so you can close it with the X, or you can go File Exit. I wanted to make sure this stage of your installation was taken care of first. If you have any questions, you're absolutely free to message me, to come by my office if that's feasible for those of you who live in the area. But please let me know if you're having any questions about this installation.